If I had to start from scratch today and rebuild my AI automation or AI consulting business in 2025, here are the 3 steps that I would follow that have now helped me make more than $10,000 per month in recurring revenue for my AI business. This is without any network, without any testimonials or any team either. You don't really need to know how to code. You don't really need to know how to raise capital. You just need to be able to solve something painful enough, faster and more efficiently than anyone else. So in today's video, I wanted to take you through a quick, simple 3-step framework that you could use to kickstart your AI automation journey. And I've skipped a few steps here. Your AI automation business or your business journey in general. But before I do that, why should you listen to someone who's randomly speaking on YouTube? So let me give you some context on my background. 2 years ago, I was in tech consulting. It was a lot of PowerPoint decks. It was a lot of long meetings. It was a lot of Microsoft Excel. It was quite boring, to be honest. I was helping billion-dollar companies with billion-dollar pain points while building nothing for myself. Today, I'm able to say that I run a lean AI consulting business that does consistently anywhere between $10,000 to $13,000 in monthly recurring revenue. But I also wasted a lot of time on shiny AI tools, on bad leads, bad clients, and I've made every mistake known to man. So in this video, I was hoping to give you a shortcut I wish someone gave me, and the things that would help you kickstart your business journey. It was around the same time that I discovered N8N, and I played around with Make.com, N8N, Zapier, and all these workflow building tools. And what I realized was that you don't really need to invent something new. You don't really need to invent AI. You just need to be able to fix something painful enough. That helped me realize and helped me look at this AI opportunity that we have in today's market from a very different lens. And that lens was that the business concepts that are fundamental to scaling any firm, any operation in the world don't really change when you're operating within the AI space. And the most fundamental concept of finding something painful enough for someone and helping them solve that problem is something that's foundational to the AI space as well. So let's quickly dive into the 3-step framework that you could use to kickstart your journey. Now, most gurus online you've probably come across have said to you that you need to find the right industry. You need to find the right niche, and maybe there's someone working in a particular industry in your family. You know a little bit about it, you've grown up around it, so take that industry head on and go with it. I respectfully disagree. I don't think that's the right way of going about it. And that's because you waste so much time. I wasted so much time just trying to pick the right industry, scrolling on YouTube and LinkedIn to find the right and that perfect AI system that's going to make me rich. Let me save you some time. There is no right AI system. There's a lot of consistency that goes into running this business. So there is no get rich quick, with this business model. But to start off, you should be able to pick a business problem and not a niche. To simplify what I'm talking about right now, you don't really need to pick a niche. You need to pick a pain point, one that someone will pay to remove. And you find that person, you find that business problem, and you're going to use your AI skills, which I'll be giving you in a second, to eliminate or reduce that pain point for them. And in doing so, you make a lot of money. For example, if you start with the problem, you're looking at recruiters. Recruiters drown in sourcing activities. What I mean by that is recruitment companies give their consultants a list of candidates to source, and that's how they make their money. Recruiters use and waste a lot of time in sourcing the right candidate. You could use that to be able to solve that business problem, and we'll get into those things and the mechanics of exactly how to set that up in future videos. Another one is real estate agents missing leads. Voice agents are doing really, really well at the moment. Real estate agents always miss leads for home sale signs where they get these calls and there's no one who picks up, and there's just money on the table that business owner is leaving. Another one is clinics and clinic admins and office managers at dental clinics or pediatric clinics waste hours and hours on scheduling, and that's money that's lost and cost that is borne to the business. So I would say start with a problem, and AI just happens to be how you solve it. And if you look at it like that, you're able to skip the complexity of choosing the right solution or the right industry or the right niche. The second thing I would say is use tools that already exist. I would say don't try to code your own solution. Use tools that are prevalent and doing really, really well in the market. My entire tech stack today can be spoken about literally in a minute or so. I use N8N for automating everything. I use Ragworks AI for the higher level of automation work that I need to do, which can be done in NLP, which is natural language, which is basically English. So what you could do with N8N before, you're able to do now with literally prompting your own personal agent or a ChatGPT chat box. I use also Instantly to book meetings. So this is for my cold email, my distribution, my lead gen. I also use Vapi for voice agents. You could also use Retail AI, which is another very good tool that's been coming up in the market in the last couple of months. There's also Make.com, Zapier, Airtable, and these would be plug and played depending on whatever fits the job. So you could look at it like this. You're not building a product, you're stacking tools one on top of another to be able to solve painful problems. And if you look at it like that, you're going to be able to simplify the entire process of delivery and actually fulfilling a client engagement. And it makes it much more simpler to conceptualize the entire customer journey when you do get a client and they move through the funnel. The third thing that I would like to talk about here is selling outcomes and not AI. Simply put, no one really cares about AI. No one really cares if you're using ChatGPT 4 Turbo or ChatGPT 4.1 or Claude or OpenAI's API. They care about literally one thing. Can I solve my problem with AI or not? What do I get from introducing this AI tool into my workflow, and can I really solve the problem? So in that sense, you can look at it like this. You don't really need to sell automation. I think if you sell automation, it puts you in this bucket of being a developer and churn as much work out of you as possible. So instead of selling automation, if it's a lead agent, for example, sell 38 meetings in X amount of days, or X amount of meetings in X amount of days. Sell a 50% reduction in recruiting workload, or sell a $2,000 a month savings in overhead expenses. So you get the gist. You're treating AI as the engine, and the outcomes that are going to be helping the customer are actually the offers in itself. So when you position it like that, you understand that people don't really care about AI and they don't really care about what you're using, to be honest, as long as you solve their business problem. Look at it like this, it would really help you out. So AI is the engine, not the offer. There are a couple of bonus easy wins. We did, talk about how you shouldn't start with picking the right industry. To echo that, here I have, a very simple way of looking at what the business problems really are. The business problems that you could look at today is automating inbound calls. So there are so many companies right now that are running ads and doing their distribution and client acquisition via ads. You could automate the entire inbound call function with voice AI. So you're looking at law firms, you're looking at real estate agencies, you're looking at clinics, you're looking at credit unions, home services, construction, and all of these companies grow their own operations via ads or some sort of outreach where there's a touch point with a customer, and that lead is captured in some sort of a web form or in some sort of an email. You could use that information and plug an AI agent in the middle of that workflow to be able to automate a customer service rep's work, and you're off to the races. So I think inbound calls is something that you can definitely do some more research on. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about that, please let me know. I'm happy to dedicate videos to each of these business problems and go very much in depth as to how to position, how to, do the branding, how to write your outreach scripts, and so on and so forth. The other problem that I would say is lead outreach. Any business out there has to fundamentally reach out to customers to be able to pitch their service or product to be able to make money. Now, a business isn't a business without customers. The way you are able to reach out to a customer is the outreach process. And in this case, you're able to now do a lot of customization and automation with AI to optimize the lead outreach process. So this could be lead generation, it could be lead nurturing, it could be lead management, it could be any of those various different things. And the markets that you could target for this is founders of SaaS companies, SaaS being software as a service. So these are companies that are selling services or a product on a subscription-based engagement. Marketing agencies is another very, very good niche to reach out to. You could do real estate agents for lead outreach or inbound calls. All of these industries and niches could be plugged into any of the workflows. So that's why I come back to find the right business problem and then position the system that you'd be automating based on that, and you'd find much more success doing it that way. And the third thing is data entry. Data entry is a fundamental business action that any business needs to take in today's market. Every company, you might have heard this before, every company in 2025 is a data company. And the reason people say that is because there is so much of data that you can analyze, coming in from emails, coming in from website visitors, coming from analyzing your ideal customer profile. All of those become data points that you can then use to put into whatever database that you need, and you can automate that process. So being very simplistic about what I'm talking about here is any business has a CRM, what a customer relationship management tool. And typically in the market, this could be HubSpot or Salesforce or Zoho or any of those big players. Every company needs to be able to capture what's happening with their leads, and you can automate that process with AI with a very simple make.com or N8N workflow, where you can take all the information that's being captured on a particular business's website and automatically update a CRM. And this is also a very, very simplistic use case that you could automate right now and make a lot of money with. You could use this as your first automation. I would also highly suggest the simpler your automation is, the more scalable your journey is going to be with AI. If you keep things very simple, I think it would be a very easy journey to scale and get more customers down the line. So you could land your first customer or client solving boring problems that are worth maybe $500 to $1.5K or $2K a pop, and then you can scale. And in terms of this, I'm building in public, right? I'm doing literally this right now, and you could land your first client this week, solving an inbound call agent for clinics, AI outreach for B2B agencies, CRM data cleanups. I'm doing this publicly, no fluff, no fake screenshots, no $100,000 a month courses that I'm looking to sell. I'll be sharing everything from how I build the workflows to how I get the clients to the mistakes I make along the way. If you want me to break down my exact outreach process or my actual dashboards or even my contracts, comment below. Let's build this thing together. In terms of subscribers and all that, I don't care about it. If you're trying to build a real AI business in 2025 with no venture funding, with no hype, I'm looking to find people that I'm going to be able to meet. So I'm breaking down the exact tech stack that runs my $10,000 to $13,000 a month system or business in today's market, and how you can clone it for free. So if you are into that kind of thing, subscribe to my channel and leave a comment as to what you think you found interesting. And until then, don't build harder, build smarter.